The government shutdown continues to trek into historic territory tonight after no vote is reached to end the stalemate. We'll continue our coverage on the impacts we're facing right here at home.
And an update in the federal child care cuts providers are saying would be catastrophic. What the state Secretary of Education said on the new plan to help providers out. And
a night may have fallen outside of Bud Walton Arena, but a new day is dawning inside. We'll have more on that coming up later in sports.
All right, Alex, thanks. First, we do have breaking news in Kentucky. A UPS cargo plane crashed about an hour and a half ago, moments after takeoff at the Louisville International Airport. That crash prompted these massive flames and smoke that could be seen for miles.
We know 3 people were on board. Louisville's mayor says the plane was carrying 280,000 gallons of fuel and was heading to Honolulu. A shelter in place is issued within a 5-mile radius of the airport. And 5 News will stay on top of this, have the latest for you tonight at 10. And some more breaking news tonight. The Springdale Fire Department says people were forced to evacuate their homes due to a gas leak. This happened along Johnson Avenue near Harris Street. Captain Justin Pinkley says a utility company hit a high-pressure gas line and only a handful of people had to be evacuated. But crews do have the area blocked off as crews are working right now to seal off that leak.
Thanks for joining us for your 5 News at 6. I'm Darren Bob.
I'm Morgan Wrigley. We've got a lot to get to tonight, but let's first get a check of the forecast. Scott, looks like a clear night for that Beaver moon.
Sure does look like that. We'll have more on that full moon coming up here in just a bit. It was a nice day out there, albeit windy at times. Temperatures are starting to drop, many of us in the 60s. Some of us still holding on to those 70s by the time we're waking up come tomorrow morning. We're starting off the day in Northwest Arkansas, 54 degrees. Cool out there, but we're quickly warming up into the low 70s by lunchtime. Beautiful day out there. A lot of sunshine, much like out there today. And of course, that sun's starting to set. It was 517 tonight. Tomorrow's going to be 516. And you'll start to see those temperatures dropping once more down into the 40s again. We've got a mild stretch of weather, which tomorrow in the River Valley takes us back into those low to mid 70s. Beyond that, it gets a tad bit warmer. We're going to find ourselves near the 80s this week. But by Monday of next week, I'm tracking wind chills in the teens and 20s. Some big changes tracking our direction. It's a cold front. We'll take a look at when it arrives. Locally coming up right here in just a few moments.
All right, Scott, thanks. The government shutdown is on track to become the longest in U.S. history after the Senate failed for a 14th time to advance a bill that would end the stalemate. Despite the failed vote, lawmakers from both parties have hinted that both sides of the aisle could reach a deal as early as this week. Now, some Republicans have said they expect some Democrats to be more willing to reopen following tonight's elections.
But I will tell you there's enough Democrats that I'm friends with that were willing to vote last week, and they were assured that that Schumer would let them vote the way they need to this week if they would just wait until after the elections.
Senate Republicans will meet with the president at the White House tomorrow and expected to discuss the Senate's filibuster rules.
As federal SNAP benefits come to a halt, many Arkansas families are feeling the impact of that at the dinner table.
Yeah, 5 News reporter Bo Russell here now to show us how communities are stepping in to help in a really big way. Bo.
Hey guys, after speaking with school districts across the area, I'm learning some families are being hit pretty hard. Educators say the effects the shutdown is having is evident, being exhibited by problematic behavior in class. But in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley, when benefits run out, Good Samaritans are stepping in.
For some Arkansans, sitting and waiting while others struggle just isn't an option.
So I just walked over there this morning and just went in and actually just told them I don't know what I'm asking for. I just want to see how I can help.
Kim, a woman living in Farmington across from a school, was torn by the news of thousands of families in Arkansas losing access to food.
This is, it just shouldn't be happening. So what can I do? How can I help?
After speaking with school counselors, Kim decided to sponsor a family having a hard time putting food on the table.
There is a food pantry at the school that is over at the primary school, but it's only open a certain number of hours in a day. And I'm like, well, why don't I just sponsor that family, through this program?
Across the area, schools are looking at ways to help students who might be suffering from food insecurity as a result of the shutdown, like in Rogers.
Every child in Rogers is provided a free breakfast each day. Our child nutrition program runs our lunch program, and it's based upon a family's income.
And in Eureka Springs,
we can feed our kids twice a day for free. We feed them a free breakfast and a free lunch, and we have different organizations that volunteer to come and pass those backpacks out to the kids. So that's helpful for the weekend as well.
while schools are doing their best to provide for their students, the effect of stress felt at home is evident.
Just uncertainty all over, and that is, carried down through home and then back to school a little bit. Kids are a little bit more edgy.
Sharon Daniels with Rogers Schools say they are doing everything they can to provide mental health services during these uncertain times.
We try to connect them with mental health resources. We have it available in our schools, but we also know that the tensions are high in the home at night.
While schools are ramping up support for students, people like Kim are encouraging others to step up to the plate and help out. She says it can be pretty simple.
My Starbucks order is $7.80 or something, so I think I can give up. I can give up Starbucks for a day and pay for a couple lunches.
Kim tells me she's already heard from others who want to follow her lead. If you'd like to help out, we have a growing list of food pantries on our website, 5newsonline.com. I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
Thank you, Bo. And our Give Where You Live food drive has wrapped up, but with the government shutdown still affecting families, stores are planning to keep those donation bags available. During this year's campaign, Northwest Arkansas collected more than 2 tons of food. The River Valley collected nearly 5 tons, all for local families in need. Shoppers at Harp stores in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley donated food or brought pre-packaged donation bags filled with essentials. And that food helped stock the Northwest Arkansas and River Valley regional food banks. As prices rise and SNAP benefits remain uncertain, more families are turning to them for help.
A lot of people rely on SNAP. So that puts the charitable food system front and center to try and help those people. The economy is tough. People are having more and more challenges. They have, and it's the holiday season, and we always see an increase this time of the year.
Because of that need, Harp stores say that they are going to keep selling the Give Where You Live bags even after the campaign this year.
An update in the trial now for the man accused of killing 2 people at Devil's Den State Park. Judges ruled Andrew McGann can wear civilian clothes and have no visible restraints in court. This comes after his lawyers filed a motion claiming if McGann wore visible restraints and jail clothing, could impact how the jury sees him. McGann has pled not guilty. He'll be back in court a week from Friday. A jury trial has been set for Jason Seitz. He's the former Van Buren police officer accused of stalking a 14-year-old girl online. Seitz was arrested and then fired from the Van Buren Police Department in July. This all came after state police say they took over the teen's account. Seitz continued, they say, to interact, reportedly asking to touch the minor inappropriately and then meet up with her behind a Van Buren gas station. Seitz's trial, by the way, set to begin March 3rd. In Lono County, Arkansas, a search for a missing girl ended in a happy conclusion tonight. Authorities searching for hours in Keogh to find 4-year-old Brooklyn Tuttle. State Police, the Department of Corrections, and the Lono County Sheriff's Office collaborated to find Tuttle using a helicopter and tracking dogs. This after an hours-long search, State Police found her back near her house around 2:30 this afternoon. She wandered off and then came back in what Lono County Sheriff John Staley described as happy and healthy condition. Well, at the Arkansas State Capitol, we've been telling you about the incoming budget cuts that'll impact child care providers across the state. Secretary of Education says he will implement new reimbursement rates for child care providers following recommendations from an emergency task force meeting last week. Education Secretary Jacob Oliva told lawmakers the State Department of Ed will no longer go with the proposed flat rate plan. Some providers said that would have been catastrophic. Instead, the new plan will keep the tiered system, which provides funding to providers who give more quality care.
Reviewed budget, they reviewed the proposed plans and made a commitment to seek some of the stakeholders' feedback to say maybe they have some better ideas, maybe they have some different strategies. We're willing to make sure we get this right. It's an unfortunate situation. We still have a lot of work to do.
Oliva says the state will hold off on changes to co-pays for parents On October 1st, the department required parents above the federal poverty level to start making copays for child care.
Sam's Club is recalling a dietary supplement that was sold at its stores due to a salmonella outbreak. All members mark Super Greens Dietary have been recalled. 11 people have gotten sick in 7 different states so far. No reports yet, though, in Arkansas or in Oklahoma. Sam's Club has contacted the customers directly to tell them about the recall, and the FDA says you should throw this out or return it if you still have it. The nation is mourning the loss of former Vice President Dick Cheney today. He died at the age of 84 from complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. Cheney was the VP during the George W. Bush administration and was previously the nation's defense secretary and White House chief of staff. He was viewed as one of the most powerful vice presidents in U.S. history and became a key figure during the War on Terror and the occupation in Iraq. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson reacted to this news, saying in part, quote, "He loved the opportunity to campaign in Arkansas while I was running for governor. He loved our rugged outdoor life and our entrepreneurship." And Representative Steve Womack said, quote, "Dick Cheney was a dedicated public servant and committed to the safety and security of his fellow Americans."